Tell us about your dad as a family man and a father.
My dad was one of the most competitive men I ever knew, whether it was as a coach, as an educator, as a teacher that went beyond just being in the classroom, and as a father. He worked it all equally well, and it all meant a lot to him because he could integrate it in ways that made us proud of him all the time, and him proud of us. If there was one thing the 9 children in the family, the 26 grandchildren and the 6 great-grandchildren always understood was that while he was our dad, he was their dad too, and he was 100% their dad. We never felt like he discriminated one for the other. He played us all the same. And that made him very, very special to us because along with that, he lived a life that was about as full as a life could be. Whether it was traveling around the country to see some site he had never seen while he was working, or coaching, or playing racquetball, handball, running. It didn't matter what the competition was, he was there. Visiting with the New York Knicks that he's coached with for years, scouted for years, or giving the New York sports writers a hard time just because he happened to be at a dinner table after dinner with them, along with Coach Red Holzman. There are just so many things that he did over his life that I was fortunate enough to be a part of.
He led a remarkable life. He obviously meant a lot to Northwestern and this community. What did Natchitoches and Northwestern mean to him? Everything.
How could it not? He was a part of Natchitoches and Northwestern from 1939 on. He came from Texarkana, Arkansas, where he was an all-star junior college quarterback to Northwestern, and decided he never wanted to leave. Only World War II took him away from here, and a first job in Bastrop for a while. But the people of Natchitoches, the university itself, has never had a greater supporter than my dad. I don't think there's ever been a coach or a student at Northwestern that needed something from my dad, help in one way or another, that he didn't want to provide, because it was just a part of what he was.
Were you there at all when he was coaching, or did that come after?
I was there for most of his coaching career. Several of his players came in today and reminded me of those out-of-town trips that he used to take in old Woody station wagons. And I would be a part of the team, or they'd let me sit in the back, Johnny McConaughey's lap, or George McConaughey's when George came along. It was a wonderful experience. I could tell you stories about my dad. I could tell you stories about him pulling the team off the court at Centenary before the first half was over because he didn't like the officiating. And they had to change the officials before they would come back on the court. There's lots of stories like that.
Well, he'll always live on in Northwestern's memory, and one of our legends, I guess. We can't imagine Northwestern without Red Thomas, that's for sure.
Thank you. Northwestern's always been good to him and to my family. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it.
Thanks, Charles.
Thank you.
Absolutely.